with make sure that by the end of the previous time where we ended up conducting our lesson on Zoom. So, honorable members, mathematics is what we're going to be looking at as I've explained. And most importantly, please be aware that today we are going to be doing our YouTube online live classwork. So this lesson is different from the one that we do on a Zoom lesson, in a sense that everything that we discussed on our Zoom lesson, in this type of a lesson, this is where I give you guys some problems without an interruption in a form of question or one unmuting themselves and speaking. Then you are therefore able to just peacefully work out the problems that I'm going to be giving to you guys. But first thing first, let me take you through what we are going to be looking at in today's lesson. I'll just do a few examples. And then from there, I'll give you guys some problems to work them out until we are 100% sure that when it comes to this topic, we are sorted. Inequalities. Inequalities. It's unfortunate we did not do enough of this. So I will take some questions, especially the quadratic equations, and convert them into inequalities and give you guys some problems to work them out. Maybe very quickly, let's 8 that being less than 0. Remember guys, what makes a problem to be an inequality? It's when you see this sign of less than, less or is equals to, greater than, greater or it's equals to. The moment you see that sign, please just be aware that you are dealing with an inequality. So now, let's see. The first thing that you would like to do, honorable members, is to make sure that your problem is in the standard form. What do I mean when I say it's in the standard form? It has to be in that format of x squared plus bx plus c. Then doesn't matter what inequality sign you are having. On the right, everything must be equated to 0. So can you guys see that one is in the standard form because you have 1x squared, your b in this case it is negative 7, your c in this case it is negative 8, and then you've got that inequality sign, and then on the right you are having 0. So that means it is now in the standard form. Why do you want it to be in the standard form? It is so that you can factorize or find the critical values. So let's see. Now we are going to factorize. Most importantly, remember to continue with that same sign. You only change this sign if you had a negative a value. I'll look for an example where I explain that part so that you fully understand it. Remember guys, I'm just taking you through an example and I'll give you guys some problems to work them out, and you just comment with the final answer. Okay, so now let's see how you factorize that. You obviously have x, you have x, and then what if I say I've got 8 and then I've got 1? Remember, mathematically we say the bigger number takes the sign of the term in the middle. So the sign of the term in the middle is negative. So that big number between these two numbers, it takes the sign of the middle term. So there, if you are having negative, you are forced to have positive there. Why positive? So that when you say that times that, it gives you a negative there. So once you have factorized, this is where now you can write what we call the critical values, where you say x is equals to -1 or x is equals to 8. Where are those values coming from? You have this, and then you had to equate it to 0, then you take 1 to the other side, it becomes -1. You have that, which was equated to 0, you take 8 to the other side, it changes the sign, it becomes +8. That's what I meant on that one. Honorable members, you are lacking. Okay. Okay. How about now, honorable members? Am I still breaking? Or is everything okay? Am I still breaking, honorable? Okay, better. Okay. Then it's fine. A good question coming from Daisy saying, what does CV mean? And I saw some soldiers there saying CV means critical values. So why is it important to mention a critical values? So remember, the original problem, you had the less than sign there, and you continued with the less than sign. But when you come to critical values, it gives you the permission to now equate that to 0, and again you take that, you equate it to 0. So for you to use equation or equal sign, you ask the permission by stating critical values, so that you now solve for x. You say you take 1 to the other side, is that. Here again you take 8 to the other side, it is that. Why did you have to find the critical values? It's because you wanted to represent them on a number line. So that means on this side is going to be -1, and then the bigger number on the right side. Do you guys still remember what I said regarding this inequality signs? I said when you have less than or greater than, you just have a circle. But when you have less or is equals to, greater or is equal to, is a circle which is shaded. So on this problem, we are having less than. So this is where you put the circles which are not shaded. But if it was less or is equals to, you are going to have circles which are shaded. And if you guys remember, I said when you had less than, or if it's less or is equals to, you always have those joined. You always have a line in between joining those two circles. Then you can write your final answer in two possible ways. You can just say x between -1 and 8. Or the easy way, you can just say x is the element of, you write those two values. That's how you would work it out, honorable members. Tabiso Kabinde. It's fine. Maybe on a separate lesson, I will do that just so that I do not confuse honorable members. Maybe let's say we stick to this one for now. Then at a later stage, we can therefore discuss that. But trust me, this one seems to be the most easiest way of working it out. Otherwise, if not, just be aware that there's another way in which you can represent it using the smiling and the set graph. Okay, let me just do this so that I've got my questions. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of this, and I want to give you guys a picture of how you would work it out if it came differently. Let us say for some reason there, we had greater, no, yes. Let's say there we had less or is equals to, there we had a negative, there was a plus, there was a plus. Yes. Let's say we had something of that nature. Let us say we had something of that nature, honorable members. Maybe let me summarize this by saying something very much important. We just said if you are having less or greater than on your number line, this is where you have the circles which are not shaded. But in a situation where you have less or equals to greater or equals to, this is where now on your number line, you are therefore having a circle which is therefore shaded. A circle which is therefore shaded. And then I said if you are having less, or maybe let's say less or is equals to, generally this is how you would represent your answer. You will say x being between whatever and whatever. That's if you're solving for x. And then for this one, it would be x between whatever and whatever there. Alternatively, this is where you say x, it is the element of whatever the values. Or here, you say x is the element of, you do this brackets of the corners. And then now, in a situation where you either have greater than, or maybe let's say greater or it's equals to, this is where now you normally have, let's say x whatever there, and then again you still have x whatever there. So it doesn't matter whether your inequality sign there's that or that, and then is that or that. As long as just before you factorize your standard form, it is in that. Okay, then it's fine. I see the honorable member saying some things there, and I'm curious to understand what's happening, but otherwise it's fine. Let's continue as usual. Sometimes I'm able to notice if someone is not attending the lessons on a daily basis. Raoun, thanks very much, honorable member. I won't say much on that one, but trust me, what you said, it will benefit them in the future. So let's see, honorable members. In this case, can you guys see we are having an inequality problem there? And if you guys remember, I said you must be having a positive A value. B doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. C doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. The inequality sign, whatever that you are having there, it's fine. On the right side, everything has to be equated to 0. So on that problem, we realize that our A is not positive. We therefore need to change it to becoming positive. So that is why one can say, I'm going to divide everything by -1. Another one would say, I'm going to change the sign of every term, or I'm going to change every sign that I see. So that means you will change that from being negative to being positive. You change that from being positive to being negative. You change that from being positive to being negative. This is the sign. That's why you make a mistake. This thing is a sign. You therefore need to change it to becoming that. And then when it comes to 0, 0, whether it's negative 0, positive 0, one and the same thing. So can you guys see? It is now in that standard form, which means you can now factorize. Then when you factorize, you are having x, and then you still have your 8, you have your 1, bigger number takes the sign of the middle term, that one has to be a plus, so that when you say plus times a negative, it gives you that negative. So now this is where you can say your critical values, you will therefore have your x, which is equals to 8. You equate it to that to 0, you take 8 to the other side, it changes the sign, or you have your x, which is equal to take that to the other side, it becomes negative 1. You therefore represent that on your number line. So can you guys see? According to this, I'm simply saying at this stage where you have your equation in the standard form, what sign are you having there? It's a greater than sign. Most importantly, it's a greater or it's equals to, meaning you are going to have a circle that is shaded. A circle that is shaded, which is explained by that part. So that means if you had less than, it was just going to be a circle. If you had greater than, it was just going to be a circle which is not shaded. So now, because it is greater is equal to the circle which is shaded. Done with the first part. So now we get to this part where we need to represent the answer. Is it going to be in that format or that format? You look at that part again, it's a greater than. That means your answer will be in this format. So that would mean in this case, this is where you have the lines joining those circles. No, let me not represent it there because it's a mix there. But here where you are having less than or that, this is where you have either the circles which are shaded or not shaded, and then you have this connected together. But here, this is where you have the circles either connected or not connected, and then you are having those arrows pointing outwards. Maybe you can just take a screenshot of that. So that means here, this is where we have those pointing outwards. And this is how I cramped it. It did work for me in most cases. So that means here, this is where you just say X. You see this arrow, you take it as it is, you write it. But remember, your critical values is negative that and that. So that means you have negative 1 there. Or you just say X. You see this arrow, just take it as it is, and then you write a critical value there. You write your critical value there. Then you are done. I wouldn't be surprised if someone says it's breaking or it's lagging. Wouldn't be surprised in that instance. So it was saying reconnecting. So now, I think I've said enough, honorable members. So now, what I'm going to do is to remove all of this, and then I'm going to start giving you guys some problems that you need to start working them out. So let's see. What about this one? Let's say you have x squared minus 3x minus 4 less or equals to 0. Yes, work that one out. So that means from your side, what I will need as the final answer is the critical values. So when it comes to the critical values, that means you will say x is equals to whatever, or x is equals to whatever. And then lastly, you represent it as an inequality. So let me say inequality format, where you either say X, maybe it's either you say between whatever, or where you say X, whatever, or whatever the case may be. So that means you can draw a number line on your side. We will compare that to when I work it out and give a solution. But for now, this is what you need to work it out just to practice on your side. I'll be waiting. I'll give you guys a few minutes to try work it out. And from there, we do the corrections. So guys, your time starts now. Trust me, honorable members, today I'm just going to be enjoying some Danones here, honorable members. Not sure what is the plural. Yeah, the plural of Danone. That's why I added as there to say Danones. Yeah, let me peacefully enjoy my Danones. But on your side, you need to work it out. Zianda Zelpino Ngomana says network. It seems like the network is not good on the honorable member's side. Otherwise it's fine. It is fine, it is fine, it is fine, it is fine, it is fine. What I realize is that if we give it few seconds, we will be able to see. Remember, most important thing in this case is for you to see that problem and then you start working it out. You comment in the comment section with the answer that you are getting, and from there we work it out. So that means it is still fine even if you just give the inequality format. It's fine even if you don't include the critical values, but please do include the critical values so that even in exam you don't forget about those, because sometimes they are allocated some marks. Someone agrees with Geraha Erhon. Remember guys, when it comes to the critical values, you need to state and say critical values. Don't just write those numbers. You need to state and say critical values. Then you write them down. But if you work it out like Daisy there and you say 4 and 1, already is wrong. Already is wrong. Mavis wrote -1,4. That is -1,4, honorable members. Evan, I'm from India. We have Rajneesh who's watching from India. Okay, Rajneesh, a very warm welcome, honorable member. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's quickly work it out. Very quickly, let's work it out. So what I'm going to do now, it is to remove this, and then we try to work it out and see how far we can go with that one. So let's see. Remember guys, you need to be aware that you are dealing with an inequality because of that inequality sign. Most importantly, you need to make sure that it is in the standard form. Once it's in the standard form, it means the next step it is to factorize. So let's try to factorize that. It seems like I took the wrong marker there. So let's see. To factorize, you're going to do that, but remember you are still having less or it's equals to there. You therefore have your x and your x. In factorizing that, you can say you're having 4 and not 3 but 1. Yes. So if you guys remember, we said the bigger number takes the sign of the middle term. Sign of the middle term is negative. If you have negative there, you make it positive that side. Just so that when you say negative times positive, it takes you back to that negative. Sinethemba Ngobo. A very common mistake. If your final answer, you have it in this form, never find yourself having this and then now you have greater there. All of them, they must be less than these ones. And then you can have your whatever there. You mustn't have that, and then that. Already, if you do that, it's already a wrong. Okay, so now let's see. Our critical values. This is where you say x minus 4 equated to 0 or x plus 1 equated to 0. Then you have x which is equals to take 4 to the other side, it changes the sign, it becomes that, and then you take that to the other side, it changes the sign, it becomes negative 1. So now you represent that on your number line, where you are going to say you have your negative 1, you have your 4 there. So is it the circles which are shaded? Yes, it's a circle which is shaded. It's a circle which is shaded. You look at that inequality sign. Is it less than or greater than? Then you come back to this. And you realize that it is that one of less than. That means the one for less than, this is how you represent your final answers. So that means it is that one where you join this. And the moment you do that, it means your final answer, you can represent it as negative 1, less or equals 2, less or equals 2, 4. If you guys remember, I said you can still say x is the element of, but because it's less or it's equals to, you don't do these brackets when it is less or equals to. You only do this if it's just a less than there. But because it is less than or it's equals to, you do this one of the corners. So that means you can just say negative that and then that. There is Tabiso. He wants too many marks on that one. How many marks do we get for solving this? Normally, they would give you 3 marks. Yes, they would give you 3 to 4 marks for working out something similar to that. Let me not talk much because I'm going to depress you guys. So I'm removing that one. Remember, this is a lesson which is being recorded. Soon as it is done, it will be posted so that you can catch up at your suitable time. So let's see. While we are still on this lesson, remember, honorable members, there is that like button there. Please just click on that, honorable members. Please just click on that like button so that every time when I go through the statistics, I've got a sense of how many reliable soldiers attended the lesson. Rawun, 3 marks is too much, honorable member. hey, 3 marks is too much. You will feel it that time when you lose it. That's when you realize that, hey, 3 marks is too much. I see Daisy there once the smiling and the sad graphs. So I think I've ruled on that one and said on a separate lesson we will look at that. The reason to that is so that we stick to one type of a way of working it out. Once we are done with that, that other one will come as an addition. You might find that in school they teach you using the graphs. It's still fine. You can compare that way of doing it with this way of doing it. But worry not, I've got you, honorable members. We will get to that stage where we also look at that, where we completely do not make use of this one for the number lines. Okay. I am well aware that I am breaking. How about now? Cheban, why is it like someone has already worked it out? The lion which is giving birth. All good now. Okay. I was saying Heaven, do you guys know who do you guys know who that is? Let me maybe do this so that you guys have a sense of what I'm eating here. I told you that there is a spoon. Yes, this is what I'm busy with in behind the scene. So when they say behind the scene, you are lagging. Okay, I'll just wait. So remember, guys, there is a problem that you are confronted with. All that you need to do is to say, Father God, herewith we are confronted with a mathematical problem which we need to work it out. The type of a math problem that we are confronted with, it's what is being referred to as an inequality, where the unknown is x. We therefore need to make sure that it is written in the standard form, since we see that it is a quadratic inequality. Hey, there is Tabiso Kabinda saying, I'm making them to go fetch something in the fridge. You guys are not eating anything. You just have a glass of some cold water there, and then that's it. That's it. Only after you are done with high school, yes, that's when you can go in the fridge and look for something there. But for now, say network is bad. Yo. Guys, I'm about to try work it out. But firstly, let me check. Am I audible? Can you guys clearly hear me? Can you guys clearly see there before I try to work it out? Can you guys say something in relation to that? Okay. Okay. Then that's good. So now let's see. Obviously, we need to make sure that it is in the standard form. Take that to the other side, it becomes that. This one remains as it is. You have 0 there. What you do now, it is to factorize. One can say 4, 1 there minus, and then a plus there. Then you can just say your critical values. You are having x which is equals to positive 4, and you are having your x which is equals to negative 4. Represent that on a number line. So let's see, that means you're having that, and you're having negative 1 there, have your 4 there. So you look at that inequality sign there. I hope I'm still clear. You look at that inequality sign there, you see it is that one of greater than. So because it is greater is equals to, it means it's circles which are shaded. Circles which are shaded. With it being greater than, it means you have these arrows pointing outwards. Therefore, it means you just say X. You see this arrow, you just take it as it is. It is for that critical value. And then you can just say X. You see this arrow, you just take it as it is. And that is for that inequality. Bese uqedile, honorable members. Trust me, with you doing that, we can just clap you with a nice 30 marks there, and then you go home happy. Remember guys, we do not waste time in lessons similar to this one for today. We just need to make sure that none of our precious time is being wasted, and then we continue. So let us say for some reason this is what you are. Where's Larissa? I did not see Larissa commenting there. It's probably because she is writing sometime during the week. Okay, thanks. Okay, there, honorable members, you are having a problem. Maybe let me do this, and then you can take screenshot of that. In case if you did not take screenshot of all of this, just so that you will refer to that, because you will notice that my answers are based on that. Can you see what I'm pointing, honorable members? I'm pointing with a spoon to say all of this, it is based, not all of this, but my answer. That means an answer to that question will be based on all of this. You see how nice it is to have completed high school, honorable members. You can just conduct a lesson with a spoon and Danone. Yes, let me see. Strong every day. Okay. They say I'm going to be strong every day. There's a zinc there. I don't know what zinc is doing inside the Danone. But it's for they say Danone. Nutri-Day. Smooth and creamy. Okay. This is for those who are done with high school, honorable members. It's for those in crash and those who are done in high school. Sevenza lapho, our best recipient. Okay. What else are they saying? They've written this in different languages. It's actually two, English and the other language, and the other one they say ingredientes leite magro, soro di leite, liquido o reconstituido. Okay, meaning low fat milk, way liquid or reconstituted. Okay, reconstituted, way permeable, water, sugar, thin. No. Let's see. Amido de Milo modificado, aromatizante, citrado, tricais, but otherwise you get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. Minanglindile said if you didn't write CV, it's wrong. Yes, if you don't write CV, already is wrong. If you're going to give the critical values, you need to mention, you say critical values. I see you guys have made some comments, then it's fine. So let's see. First thing first, you need to make sure that this is written in the standard form, and you must never have a negative a value. So you're going to change the sign of every sign there. So that means this one, it becomes, you change it from being negative to being positive. You change it from being positive to being negative 10x. This one, you change it from being positive to being negative 11. This is where you get it wrong. This inequality sign, you must also change it to that. That's where most of you guys get it wrong. That's why there you are having different answers. Okay, it's fine. So let's see. That means you are having that and that. This is greater than that. Agree. When you say it is lacking, I agree. Let me just take 1 spoon there. Okay, so let's see. Now we are going to represent that on our number line. So that means we have -1 there, we have 11 there. So it's a circle which is not shaded. And because of now that finally is different from those two, and we know why it changed from being that to being that. Yes, these two are the same. So because it's greater than, it means outwards, arrows outwards. This is where now you say x, you take that arrow as it is, and then you say -1. Or you say that, you take that arrow as it is, and then you say 11. Then you are done. So, Arnold's world, that means in a situation where you say -1 between x between less than 11, you only do it if this was less than. So that's how examiner catch you, honorable members. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying there. Do you guys understand what I'm saying there, honorable members? And do you notice your mistake? Seems like some of you guys are hiding behind critical. The network is not okay. Maybe let me check if that Wi-Fi. Just disconnected Wi-Fi and draw that number line. You are safe. It may be allocated some marks. So it's very much safer for you to have that number line. What did I want to say? Oh, I wanted to say, if on the question I'm giving you guys as that, when you comment in the comment section, even if you use, for example, less or is equals to, I wouldn't mind if you don't have that, because you might find that on your keyboard you don't have that less or is equals to. So it's fine. You can just say less or use equals to. It's fine. Or otherwise, I'll just give you problems that no, they must also have that, so that you always remember that sometimes it's less, sometimes it's less, or it's equals to. Okay, remember guys, we are not wasting time. I think with today's lesson, at least we have spent much of our time looking into this. Maybe let's say now we are having this. Yes, very quickly work out that one. Let's see. No more critical values as the answer. You need to represent it in a form of an inequality. So let's see. Okay. Izinto madoda, izinto. Yeah, that is the nice thing of finishing high school, honorable members. You know, when you passed your high school and you passed very well, you tend to enjoy everything, honorable members, because you don't need to worry that um yeah. Kuhle Cecil. Do we also add the formulas? Yo Chiro, angikutholi lapho. Chiro Fajo, trust me, there akukwishishi mfanaka. There I completely do not wishish you. Do we also add the formulas? There I'm not quishishing. Okay, Dinket Siamo has got something. Okay. Dinket Siamo has got something. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'll be waiting here. I'll be waiting to see. Okay, there we've got a Mapula. Mapula. I mean the X less that. Do we also add the formulas? Sinethemba Ncobo, you no longer give the critical values. So that means your answer must never have equal signs. Okay, so let's see. How would you work it out? Obviously, you need to factorize. You can take out x as common factor. You've got x there, minus 4. You close the bracket. That is less than 0. And then it means you can just say your critical values because you've already factorized. So you will therefore say your critical values there. You have that x, you equate it to 0. It is that x you equate it to 0. Or you've got your x, you equate it to that, you take that to the other side, it becomes 4. So that means in this case, honorable members, on your number line, you've got 0 and then you've got 4. Remember, you start with a smaller number and then a bigger number. And then in terms of the circles, it is just the circles which are not shaded. And because this is less than, that means it is where you connect the dots. Then you can either say x is the element of 0 and 4. Or you can just say your x is between 0 and 4. Bese uqedile. Say, can't you use the difference of two squares? The question now is, will it take you to that? Just be careful not to take a long dry, honorable members. Just be careful not to take a long dry. Just be careful not to take a long dry. Did you guys understand what I've done there? Easy, 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 easy. Nitholile lebandla la kaNkulunkulu or nisatitizekile? Is it a word? Yeah, ngiyatitizeka, ngititizekile, iyangititisa. Okay, there is Moano and Vino saying yebo. Okay, 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 okay. I'm going to remove all of that. Then I'm going to give you another one. There's no time to sleep, honorable members. There's no time to sleep. You guys are in high school. Very soon you're going to tertiary level. So that means there's no time to sleep. Even when you sleep with one eye closed and the other eye must just be on standby. And then halfway in the middle of the night, you can swap. The other eye can sleep, the other one just to stay standby. Just to make sure, honorable member, that half of the brain is at least thinking about schoolwork and then the other is resting, and then after you just swap. Something of that nature, honorable members. It's no time to sleep. Aliko elxesha lokulala. Aliko. But guess what? Me, when I'm done, I'm going to sleep, honorable members. You must get to a point where you dream about solving for X. If that doesn't happen, just know that you spend too much time on TikTok. And must make sure that you dream about, this kind of dreams where you miss a test, or maybe you are in a test where you are given, let's say, 10 hours, but it takes you 1 hour to just write one number, yeah, where you write very, very slowly. Or maybe you are in exam, you look at the question paper and you know everything, but your calculator is not working, and then your ink is finished but you did not notice. This kind of dreams, honorable members. Yeah. The moment you start having this kind of dreams, just know that you are getting somewhere. Oh, that's the whole question, one. Says that must we always draw a number line? Please, Molete. Please, just to be on a safe side, always draw that number line. Just to be on a safe side. Then you know that there's no way. If you get it correct, then you'll get maximum marks. One is asking if I'm sure that this is everything. Yeah. I'll say. But wait, honorable members. Wait. Where do you guys get this thing? I see Mwano there and Sinetemba. Sinetemba is repeating it. Lebandla la kankulunkulu. Niyandisappointa manje. Niye. Raun. As needy nightmare, honorable member. Niye. Anoswelt and Sinetemba. You must never have these, honorable members. And again, just or maybe you guys are correct. Who knows? Maybe you guys are correct. But the thing is now, yeah, the thing I'm not comfortable when honorable members do some. Maybe you are right. I will investigate that. But yeah, okay. So let's see. So that means what I would do is to take that to the other side, and then I still have that. Then I take out x as common factor. It means I have x minus 7. So that means I've got x. If equals to 0 is wrong, I must firstly say critical values. Then I can say x equals to 0 or x is equals to 7. And then that's when I can represent those on a number line is 0 and 7. Most importantly, circles which are not shaded. And because I'm having that greater than there, then it is the one that points outwards. So that means this is where you say x, you take that arrow as it is, have 0, or say x, you take that 0 arrow as it is, say 7. So can you guys see, it's very much easier when it's done that way. No question about that. So that means if here is less than, that's when you write it as that. If it was less than there, that's when you write it as that. But if it's greater than, this is where you do that one of these, and then you do that one of this. Asia, one. When it comes to you guys, I feel like saying no comment there, because you've done some things there, and then you, what is it that you're having? You're having that. Maybe you're correct, because you're saying 0 is less than x, and you're saying x is greater than 7. Yeah. Maybe you guys are correct. I'll just investigate that. But with that, when we interpret that, it does make sense. Hey, yeah. Okay. Now, I think kwanele. Yes, I think kwanele, honorable members. I think it's enough for today. Yes. Ek denk it's enough vir vandag. Yeah, Tabiso Gibin, this can't be. Mathematically, it can't be. So, Muano, to be on the safe side, let's maybe ignore this one, honorable members. Kabinde is not comfortable with that one. Let's adopt this way, where you just say, every time when those errors are involved, you just write it as it is with critical value. Just write it as it is with critical value. Then you know you are safe there. Yeah, something of that nature. Arnold's world. So ladies and gentlemen, trust me, even today, I do thank you very much for joining, and this is what I want to make you guys aware of. To say, my name starts with a letter D, and look at this. I am out. As we click on that like button, honorable members, let us sign out. City Azibonge, 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 Azibonge. I hope you guys are learning there, wherever you are. Hope you guys are learning there. I know Trench is there somewhere in Prairie West, and then I know one is somewhere there in Pretoria also, and myself in Pretoria also. Okay, guys, as we sign out, can you just comment with the province in which you are? For example, Kereha Eroho. Kereha Eroho, I think this one set is in Pretoria, not Limpopo. Guys, for example, myself, I would comment Gauteng or Pretoria. And then, Begele Bege, Azibonge, Azibonge. There we have someone in KZN. Tabiso Kabinde Lena, Kamopitori, Kujule, Jugulain. Jugulain. Chiroko mojondolo. Jy sal sien wanneer ons jou sien. What? Wat is dat? Jy sal sien wanneer ons jou sien. Does it mean I will see you when you see me? Yeah, I'm suspecting jy sal sien wanneer ons jou sien. See you when you, he means, I, Chego? Nakubaqile. Jy sal sien wanneer ons jou sien. It sounds like I will see you all whenever ons jou sien. Yeah. Jy sal sien wanneer ons jou sien. Okay. 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 Jy doe. Meaning to see you when you see me, I guess, yeah. It means you'll see us when we... Okay. Okay. Ah, nee. Ek verstaan. Moenie warnie. Moenie warnie, I'm just playing, man. Ek verstaan. Baie verstaan nie. Me baie verstaan. Moenie warnie. I was just explaining for the honorable members, just so that they understand what you are saying. Okay, guys, masiphumeni ngililindile masiphumeni. I am out. Hey, Raun. Me kan praat, honorable member. Me kan praat, kan baie praat. En ek kan praat die hele jaar. Kan praat die hele dag. Kan praat die hele week. Ek kan praat die hele maand. Ek kan praat die hele jaar. En ek kan praat die hele lewe van my. Yes. So I'm not from Pretoria, I'm from Boksburg. Nee. You said you are here in PTA Arno's World. I think it will take time to know who is who and where they are. Yes, I know Asandiswa is that side of, she's in Cape Town. I forgot if Cape Town, it should be a city. Then the province, is it Eastern or Western? Yeah, somewhere there. Anarna lebo trench mo rena bo molete ka mo Pitori ka mo. Rena bo molete ka mo Pitori ka mo lebo user 1 2 3 4 user 1 2 3 4. Is it 3 spies this one? Because I know also 3 spies so go Mamelodi. I also know 3 spies in Mamelodi. Western Cape, yes, Western Cape. Okay. Now I'm signing out, honorable members. I was waiting for everyone to go out, but it seems like no one wants to leave. Aspumin. I want to clean the class, honorable members. I want to clean the class. Aspumin, asihambeni. Let's see. Sing Pumile Manch.